that up.
It's a shitty program. Yeah.
You are now tuned in to the Coach JB Slapdick.
We gon' see. You.
What's going on? Another Slapdick podcast coming at you on this fine Friday, December 20th, 5 days before Christmas. You see I'm rocking the Coach JB Fuck Cancer shirt, cancer awareness shirt. I'm about to go speak up in Seattle on the 26th, 27th, 28th. So shout out to Coach Derek Sparks, former NFL Washington State alum, bringing me up there to speak to those guys. So let's get into the podcast today, the Slapdick podcast. Make sure you guys are following our YouTube channel, which is in our social media links in our bio, and then make sure you're rating on the show and leaving comments on iTunes, Spotify, any other Amazon, Google, any other platforms you can leave comments for and rate our show. I appreciate it. We had about 30 comments and ratings earlier today. We only had one Slapdick who was a hater out of 30. So
keep it coming. Keep it
good. My dick got hard today for 1 minute while he hated on us. So
without your pill?
Yeah, just listen to this motherfucker's comment. He said, please do not listen to this podcast. It is not like any other NFL podcast. You dumb motherfucker. This ain't no NFL podcast. It's called a Slapdick podcast. Hence the Slapdick podcast name, you dumb fuck. So shut it off and stop listening to it, motherfucker.
Look at that dude, the trophy, man.
Dumbass. I'm gonna send him a Slapdick shirt. But anyway, make sure you checking out CoachJBStore.com. You can get you some Slapdick shirts, some signed autographed books. You can also Venmo me, Coach JB12. All right, if you want an autographed private book, which I can sign for you, and hardback and paperback. All right, so Venmo me at Coach JB12. Getting right into it today, fellas, on this Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot on the plate, a lot on the table to discuss, and I think there's some eye-opening discussions on the table for this Friday before you get into the weekend. But let's start off with quote of the day, man. Stop looking for happiness in the same fucking place that you lost it. Remember that shit. Let that shit resonate, because there's a lot of the Josh Gordons of the world, the Slapdicks of the world that go back to where their comfort zone is, where basically they found happiness and they motherfuckers went back to it right where they lost it. And bottom line is, you motherfuckers need to turn over rocks and keep grinding. Keep looking for new ways to find it. Far too often, man, we motherfuckers get high and they make these stupid mistakes, and then they all have these fucking excuses. And find new avenues, man. That's my whole pitch. Find new ways to do it. A lot of people far too often, man. Everybody wants to fucking follow the road of least resistance. You're gonna have some fucking hiccups in the road, just so you guys all fucking know. That's what toughens our skin and makes us go harder in the paint. Hot topics, man. We got about 9 topics to discuss before we even get into our little meat and potatoes discussion today, along with the Slapdick of the day, before we get into the weekend. But Herman Boone, I don't know if you remember the Titans. Great movie. Denzel Washington played Herman Boone, who was a black coach. Basically,
we went to the movie theater and watched that in college, man.
We took the whole team. I had Coach Liker, the whole team.
Yeah.
So I had our college coach take the whole team to watch it, and it was good. The T.C. Williams was the name of the school out in Virginia. I think Coach Boone was a North Carolina native. So we had Radio Die last week, South Carolina native, and then we have Herman Boone, a North Carolina native. Wow. So 84 years old due to lung cancer. So shout out to those guys. And Coach Boone was in the mix of all the desegregation and the transformation of, they played like 14 white schools that year. They won it all. And so shout out to Herman Boone.
Right there.
It must have been rough at that time.
Man.
let's get into Tom Coughlin. The Jacksonville Jaguars fired Tom Coughlin, who was a former coach there, New York Giants former coach. He's been around a long time. Hard-nosed, disciplinarian, old-school guy. I don't think Coach Coughlin adapted to today's age players. I think that was his struggle. But apparently he's been fining players. So now, was Jalen Ramsey's, who I think is a slapdick, were those guys justified now in wanting to leave that place? Basically, Coach Coughlin was basically fining motherfuckers left and right, man.
That's that old head mentality.
Yeah, it is.
That's this whole football league.
Hey, he fined the running back Fournette for sitting on the bench during the game.
Why he wasn't even
suited.
Right. Yeah, come on.
I'm not mad at it. It's professional football. He's ultimately held accountable, and I think he's trying to hold everybody accountable.
That shit deeper than rap, dog. That shit is, I don't want to go there, but that's on some racist shit. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's what that really is. That's his real undertone. I mean, I don't know the cat, but that's how I take it.
Yeah.
You get a chance to put your thumb on these cats with money and shit. These black young cats making this paper. And they really ain't respecting you like,
maybe,
you know what I mean? How you think they should be respecting you. And so you get a chance or opportunity to fuck them in some type of way. And so I think that it goes deeper than just him trying to be a...
Maybe, but they fired him.
You know what I'm saying?
And today, the NFLPA basically blasted out the Jags organization for basically allowing it for so long. So, there's some disgruntled, dysfunctional fucking... organizations out there, obviously. Shout out to a few guys. Bill Cowher, former Pittsburgh Steelers head coach, who passed the reins over to Mike Tomlin, who's done a great job in replacing him. I think Bill Cowher cut his coaching career short by going into the studio, but Jimmy Johnson, you can say the same thing, wins 2 Super Bowls and basically resigns and coaches in Miami for a while, but doesn't really coach again. And then, Dick Vermeil, great coach, was the head coach of the Chiefs, obviously, when I was there briefly, and then he was there with the Rams, won a Super Bowl. Those guys have all been nominated to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. So along with a lot of other guys, just so you guys know. So wanted to give a shout out to those guys for getting for being iconic figures in the football world. Richard Sherman, man, shout out to a Compton brother of mine. Richard Sherman is going to donate his $1 million Pro Bowl earnings to his own kids, for their future, college, what have you, just their future. I ain't mad at it one fucking bit. I've been noticing and seeing all this hate fucking mail he's been getting about it. People are saying, well, he's made $50 million now all of a sudden, and da-da-da-da. This motherfucker earns his money.
His kids?
His own kid.
Or
his own
baby
kid.
Mom,
his own kid. His
own girl's kid.
Nah, it's his own kid.
Do some shit like that.
Yeah. But, all parents should do that, and I think he has the right to do what the fuck he wants with his own money.
Got the means to do it.
Richard Sherman gives back more than most NFL players, just so everybody's clear, to the community and shit, and what he does for his own kids. I mean, why the fuck not? So, shout out to Richard Sherman for doing that. He got selected in another Pro Bowl, by the way. Still consistent at an older age, as an older age corner. He's still up there with the top dog. So, keep doing you. But for him to get bashed about it is unbelievable. Like, you motherfuckers have nothing else to do for bashing him.
Just like they do with the LeBron thing, going to his son's game.
I know.
He's doing too much,
But then you want to bash parents for not being around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you want to bash them for being around. Like, make up your fucking mind, you slapdick, don't-eating motherfuckers. Trump was impeached this week, obviously. So we'll see where it goes. Obviously, it has to go get approved by the Senate or whatever. I'm not a political guy, so I don't know all that shit. But I know he was impeached, the third president in our history to be fucking impeached. We'll see where it goes. We'll see.
He'll be out here before that shit even go down, I think.
We'll see. Shit, They
don't want him nowhere. They want to act like they want him.
We'll see how it goes. Lakers lose second in a row. I know they talked about not losing 2 in a row,
as they should,
all year. Now they vowed, that they're not going to ever lose 2 in a row again. Then Milwaukee had the best record in NBA last night. Lakers lost. They came back and played tough. I think they need Kuzma back. helped them out. I think they're injured. They got a few injuries still. I don't think everyone's healthy. Rondo's ailing. AD's ailing, even though he balled last night.
They hurt.
And so, everybody's hurt. The Clippers also struggled and gave up a big lead. Had a big lead, I heard, at home. They snapped their 10-game winning streak at home at the Staples, losing to Houston, where Russell Westbrook, an L.A. native, along with Harden.
Put it on cruise control too fast.
Yeah, Russell had 40 points, 10 assists. And Harden did his thing, obviously, coming back home to LA. So that's always a feud. That's become a rivalry, I believe, and one of the top ones in the NBA because Beverly thinks he can guard those guys, but yet Harden averages 40 against the Clippers in 3 games. So if that's guarding it, then please let me know.
Do what he's gonna do. You know what I mean? Harden.
That's like saying the Kobe stopper was Ruben Patterson and all these guys. Like motherfucker, Kobe averaged 40.
Score's gonna score, man. Regardless, score's gonna score and do what they do.
So don't say you were gonna stop them though. That's all. All I'm saying is don't bump your gums if you're going. Now hold him down to 20.
He interrupted his ass for first half.
Shit, interrupted 40 points.
Come on now. Beverly was in the head and shit. You know how Beverly do, but that's his job. Shit. You got to make up for deficiencies.
If 40 points is being interrupted, then shit. Hopefully the motherfucker don't score 80.
They can't win. You one man ain't gonna win it.
Bowl season begins today, this Friday evening. You got Charlotte versus Buffalo. I got a player that plays for Charlotte, D lineman, and I got Utah State versus Kent State. My player,
what's that shit ball?
DJ Williams is playing for Utah State. Had a great year. Yeah, those are 2 bowls that are just that I think, man. If I want to pull up something real quick. There is a.
You minimize it.
There's a fucking bowl. I want you to hear these bowl games, man. The name of some of these bowl games is unbelievable. So today's the 20th, and I'm looking this shit up for you guys right now. The Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl. Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl. If it was Makers Mark, I'd be hyped as fuck. But it's the Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl. Is Buffalo versus Charlotte. The Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. Let me name one of these fucking bowls, man. You gotta be shitting me. Celebration Bowl. Where's the Slapdick Bowl?
Let's get it in there.
Celebration Bowl. The New Mexico Bowl. The FBC Mortgage Cure Bowl. The Cheribundi Boca Raton Bowl, the Camellia Bowl, which is Arkansas State, which is shout out to Coach Blake Anderson, a good dude. KD, Kaylin Davis from the show, from the Last Chance U episode, season 4. One of my kids starts for Arkansas State, so they'll be taking on Florida International in the fucking Camellia Bowl. Then you got the Mitsubishi Motors Las Vegas Bowl. You got the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl. I mean, you gotta be fucking shitting me. The Sophie Hawaii Bowl.
Sophie.
How about this one? Walk-Ons Independence Bowl. The Walk-Ons Independence Bowl.
That sounds like some shit you played in back in the day.
Miami is in it. How sad is that? Miami is in the motherfucker. How about Quick Lane Bowl?
No, what Miami?
Miami, huh?
Not Miami.
Yes, University of Miami, bro. They're horrible now.
The U?
That's horrible. College football, fucking Quick Lane Bowl. I don't know what the fuck Quick Lane. I don't know if you get a quick blowjob, hand job. I don't know what the fuck.
Like an oil
Military change. Bowl presented by Northrop Grumman.
Okay, they got money, so.
New Era Pinstripe Bowl. I mean, I've heard of some of these. Academy Sports Plus Outdoors Texas Bowl. 2 motherfuckers come together for that bowl. San Diego County Credit Union. That's been around. Cheez-It Bowl. Camping World Bowl. Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Okay, the Cotton Bowl, but it's Goodyear now. College football playoff starts, and then you get the big bowl. So, I just wanted to shout out to all the Slapdick Bowls out there. It's unbelievable the names that these motherfuckers come up with. And that's going to discuss our early recruiting period. It's going to come into some other things I'm going to talk about here in a minute. So listen, check in the college football bowl game. Great part of the year. Christmas time is always start of the bowl season, and it's going to be a good one. Should be some good bowls. Now, there's some new data that came in. Listen to this shit. New data has come in. All right? Spree, I don't know if you heard this shit. New data has come in that white children across the country, across the U.S. and that live in neighborhoods have a much better opportunity than black and brown kids who live in a shitty neighborhood have a much lower opportunity to succeed in life. Now, hold on.
That's breaking news?
That's news? That's new data? That should be the slapdick of the fucking century. Whoever came up with that as new data.
That's breaking
no
news.
Shit, that's breaking news. No shit. That's been around for since I've been a kid. I knew the fucking difference in Compton and Beverly Hills, you fucks. I mean, you gotta be joking me, man, with that's new data. That's a slap in the fucking face, man, for motherfuckers that have any brain cells at all. James Wiseman, if you guys know, probably the best player in college basketball who plays for Penny Hardaway at Memphis, played. He grabbed an agent and is declared to go to the NBA draft. I'm not mad at him one bit. The NCAA suspended him.
Why are you not mad at him, coach?
NCAA, one of these fucks thinking to control all these kids. They suspend the kid for taking money in high school. Now, what the fucks have to do with anything?
So this is before. This
didn't happen here at college.
They figured the coach was.
But Penny Hardaway coached him in AAU.
So why they didn't do something to the coach?
Penny Hardaway is that because it didn't happen. It happened before that, so they think it's like they tied it into recruiting violation. It's all stupid. So they will. They're going to do something. You know. Does Penny get fired over it? Does Memphis lose more games? It's under investigation. To me, the NCAA is just trying to swing their dicks. And trying to show that their dick's bigger than yours, and it's just unbelievable, man, that they use these kids as fucking pawns, man, in this fucking game we play. It's
just like you were saying, the breaking news you was just talking about. Every time something like this happens, who is it? You'll never see a fucking white kid have this problem. I have never seen. I mean, I don't know all the news, but I've never seen a white kid from somewhere had this issue. It's an issue with minorities, dog.
Talking about going back to the neighborhoods growing up, does the white kids struggle to need the money to move and have a house?
Not saying not all white kids. So we keep saying white, black.
I had a white kid struggling on the show.
We ain't putting it that way, but. You know what the real.
It's very, I don't know if you want to call it stereotypical, but shit, because
every white motherfucker ain't rich.
Yeah, no,
or wealthy, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, look at me.
I said white,
but I mean damn, fuck, tigers wear stripes. Is last I heard. Carson Wentz, he was paid $108 fucking million, so he will dominate the Cowboys this weekend, right?
How much was he paid?
I mean, this motherfucker got $108 million, homie. I mean,
you said Wentz?
Wentz. So he's gonna dominate, right? He's MVP this year, right?
Yes.
Is he the MVP?
Call Boone. He'll tell you.
Is he the MVP this year? Because, I mean, the cat should be, right? My bad.
Call our good friend
Lamar Jackson is the MVP, and that motherfucker is not even supposed to be playing quarterback. And he makes probably $700,000. I don't know, but $108 million, and he should dominate a depleted Cowboys secondary. It's very average, right?
Wentz, I'm tired of all these cats getting this money, man. Wentz and fucking Goff, they pissing me off,
man. Are they white,
man? They pissing me.
Shit. All right, going back. So how many black owners have we got? Oh shit, that's a whole nother discussion. Wonder why the fucking white quarterback's getting that much. All right, let's get into our meat and potatoes, man. Little discussion here. I got a few things, man.
Before you do that, Coach, shout out to this drink right here. I usually don't do this, so don't judge me. It's fucking Starbucks shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to, my co-host, Mr. Coach Brown, got this for me, so don't judge me with the Starbucks shit. I don't do this. Paying $15 for fucking coffee and fucking one piece of bacon on a piece of bread.
I'm white and you're black, and I wanted to make sure I could get this to you. You couldn't get it. So for a good stereotype, man, coffee, you couldn't get it, man.
When I give me a laptop, I'll be sitting in that motherfucker.
Just so you know, I'll never do that. I got introduced to Starbucks not too many, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I've never done that shit. I never went. I used to go in there. When I went in there the first time, I'm like, the fuck is everybody in there reading a book for?
I was disturbed. I didn't know what was going on, man.
I
thought it was a cult.
Yeah. I didn't see. But hey,
I'll be in there though. Once y'all get my followers up and shit, y'all follow me, man.
hey, young
Shout
brother,
out to my followers.
young
man.
brother served me, man, in Starbucks, and then he shouted out it on Twitter that he served me, and he was all excited.
No shit.
Yeah, so
Shout out to that cat, man.
shout out to the cat, the Slapdick 2, out in IE yesterday, who was yelling out the car at me when I was getting my car washed, yelling out, "Coach Brad, that's you, goddamn." He tried to come back and almost got hit. So I'm glad he didn't make that U-turn. He's trying to come back and make a U-turn, and a truck almost smoked him. So I'm glad he didn't come back and try to talk to me, man. I'm just an average Joe, brother, but I appreciate the shout out to you if you're listening. So look, meat and potatoes of the day, man. We're gonna get into this on this Friday. College playoff and current recruiting landscape. I've been asked some questions about it. I've had my management team ask me some questions about it. The dynamic of this whole early recruiting period and how it works. Last Wednesday, the 18th, 2 days ago, it was early signing period, okay? I had a lot of former Independence players of mine sign. Great, that's all it's about. Makes me sleep at night. Wins and losses really don't do diddly shit for me. But getting those kids scholarships and letting them move on and graduate, like 15 of them have so far from the 4-year, that's what I like to see this year alone. But, there's a lot of things to this, man. So number one, you got 4 schools that are in the playoffs, okay?
All right.
You got Oklahoma, you got fucking LSU, Ohio State, and Clemson, right?
The big dogs.
Those big dogs are getting ready for a major BCS bowl game, correct? They're in the playoffs. That's what it's about now. The playoffs been selected a few years back, and now the playoffs is what it's all about. We just touched on the slapdick names of these other bowl games, which mean absolutely nothing. That's why a lot of these players, I think, are opting out of playing in them. So why not expand the playoffs, make it more meaningful? Maybe you'll get more kids participation, number one. Maybe it trickles down to high school participation, number two, because we lack high school participation in football, just so everybody's clear. Let's get into that. But, touching on this whole Wiseman thing with Memphis, man, in this recruiting process, NCAA better be careful with this basketball situation, because March Madness takes a shit. Their number one revenue stream is gone.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. How many fucking kids are going to say, "Fuck you, NCAA, I'll just go overseas and play with fucking, LaMelo Balls and the world and all those guys and say, fuck college basketball, I won't go no more.
Okay.
And I'll just go get drafted after 1 year and go to the NBA or play overseas and make money in high school or as a high school senior or whatever." But you got to be careful with this Wiseman thing, man, because NCAA is turning off kids. And I've talked to these kids. I've talked to kids. Kids are being turned off by the NCAA. And be careful what you guys ask for, because it might bite you motherfuckers in the ass.
But do you think the with the shit about the money and all that, paying these kids, is that gonna change that?
That's not for
bit?
a few years. I think it might change. They're allowed to make money off their name, but I don't know if it's going to change drastically that fast or what have you. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. But talking about the recruiting landscape now, you got this early signing period now, which is before Christmas every year. I hated it at Independence. I hated it because the schools were coming in to recruit our kids early. I'm getting ready to hit the road to recruit for my school. So I'm having to adjust to my schedule, number one. Number two, the 4-year schools, I feel a little bit for those playoff schools, because not only are they preparing for the biggest game of the year, which is LSU is playing Oklahoma. Oklahoma's having to prepare like fucking crazy. They should probably be working 16, 18-hour days preparing for LSU. But they have to have an early signing period and recruit and still get the best players they can get and compete against all these other fucking schools. But you remember, Alabama's not in the playoff this year. Georgia's not in the playoff this year. You're talking top 5, 10 recruiting classes every year, those two schools.
So they out there.
They're still going to get kids. And you're now trying to compete and get ready for a bowl game. So I think it's a little bit unfair in that regard. I think it's a shitty schedule. I think it's the worst fucking schedule you can have. But when it comes to this recruiting thing, I mean, the early signing period in college, it goes into, relationships years prior. You're recruiting these kids as sophomores and juniors now. So is the relationship built? Did your coach get fired on the school that the kid had chose? Now he's opened up recruiting again. And these kids, they'll change their mind faster than you could fucking, farting to win, and hopefully these motherfuckers will smell it. If they smell it, they'll transfer on your ass and say, "Oh, I'm decommitting," and then they'll do a fucking 6-page letter on Twitter why they're decommitting. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen, man. It's some enabled shit, but can't trust none of them. Don't ever trust these motherfuckers. I'm just letting you know. Don't ever trust a kid, and you better build a relationship with them, and they better trust you that you're going to have their best interest at heart, because that's what it's all about. But they will fuck you in a New York minute. So quick, make sure your ass is prepared for that and have a backup and a backup and a backup. That's why I recruit them all, short, fat, skinny, and tall, and let them sort themselves out.
That's why you had a billion fucking football players in the last chance.
Yeah. But recruiting it's a lifeblood of our programs. It's what makes us tick and what makes us great coaches, because let me reiterate, coaching is fucking overrated, and players win games, coaches lose them. Let's make no mistake about it. And I really think that it's really easy when you hand the ball to Raheem Boyd and let him go 99 yards. Do you think I made the greatest fucking play call in the history of football that day? No. I tell Raheem, hey, there might be 9 motherfuckers over there, but you're better than all of them. Just run through them. That's what he did. So, coaching's overrated. Let's make sure there's no mistake about it. And recruiting is our lifeblood. And reiterating on this story that came out, 247 Sports wrote a story today about USC's recruiting. Reggie Bush's came out on the Colin Cowherd show. Matt Linus came out. 2 Heisman Trophy winners, by the way. Bashing SC. Like, how the fuck are you the worst recruiting class in the Pac-12? How are you the 80th or 78th best in the country? They're like in between Bowling Green and fucking like Louisiana
Tech or something.
Monroe or something. I don't know, but it's like unbelievable.
Right.
You don't have one top 25 player in the state of California. One of the most, most heavily recruited states in the country. Arguably with Florida, Texas, Georgia. You don't have one top 25 player in the state of California. Like, how the fuck are you USC? I don't understand it, and I think those players have a justification to be pissed. But recruiting is the lifeblood. The early signing period, I'm not a fan of. You got recruiting period coming up. First Wednesday of February is signing period, and some schools got who they wanted early, some schools didn't, and then you'll have the February signing period, and I just think that, you got to turn over rocks, man. You gotta go be able to go get those kids, and we'll see.
Just on go back on the SC front, coach. You got to get involved with the community, man. I think that's what these cats is fucking losing.
You don't see him like you did Pete Carroll. You don't see him.
I mean, that's
you don't hear about him.
Even like high school football, you got to go into these Pop Warner leagues in your community and groom these cats. Yeah. That's how I come from Long Beach. That's how Long Beach Poly was good back in my day. Yeah. Cats in the high school realm already knew who was coming up for the Pop Warner rankings. They was in their community, and then that translated on from Poly to SC. You got all the SC cats. But I don't know if that's cracking anymore as far as, just being involved with the community like that with the colleges and shit.
Yeah, I don't think, back in the day, we heard Pete Carroll was in the projects. We heard Snoop was coming to practice. We knew those things. Those kids knew those things. The cool part about it is I don't believe there's a kid out there in California that SC wasn't their dream school at one point. And it's now turned them off such a manner that they don't even want to go no more. Like, they don't even want to go to SC no more. You can't even keep your own LA kids in your backyard. You lost a Thibodeau kid to fucking Oregon, the number 1 player in the country, went to fucking Oak Christian, and he's right up the freeway. Like, how do you lose him to Oregon? Like, it's just unacceptable. 2 top quarterbacks in the country are from Mater Dei and Bosco, respectively. They go to Clemson and Alabama.
Wow.
Like, Sark landed him one. Sark's from LA, so obviously he had an in on that, and I'm sure that had to play a role, but you can't lose your home backyard talent, and SC is losing it in a fucking catastrophic way. Recruiting is our lifeblood, man. I think you got to be able to do it and do it well and do it every year. And Alabama's, Clemson's, Georgia's have been a household name nowadays for these kids. And I think the kids want to go to college and get coached, and they want some discipline. And if you talk about and you look at these programs that are successful, there's discipline instilled in these kids when they get there. I heard a Reggie Bush comment during one game this year. Cats were out warming up prior to the game, and they were in fucking no shirt, gray shirt, blue shirt, purple shirt, gray pants, sweatpants, headphones, no headphones, cleats, sandals. That shit never went down at SC. That don't go down at Alabama. There's a difference in structure and program. Everyone comes out in the same shit. You know what I mean? That's how programs are structured. That are, that's conducive to
get off the bus with a suit type shit.
Yeah, man.
Just be tidy.
And it's just a free for all now. And SC's become, like Reggie Bush said. I heard on Colin Cowherd. What the fuck does Corvallis, Oregon have that USC don't, or that LA don't? Like, how is Oregon State out recruiting USC? Like, how is that happening? USC, just so you guys are clear, if you're USC coaches out there, and I got buddies there, you are getting these other coaches jobs. You fucks. You're getting them new jobs. You're letting them beat SC in recruiting. So, hey, shout out to you guys that are beating them out. Get you a job. But, I got another topic, man. This is a controversial one. Education, man. Let's talk about this education thing, man. Risk versus reward, I like to call it. Years ago, it was you got to have your bachelor's degree to get a job worth of shit. You got to at least have your AA degree. Now, master's degrees are basically equivalent to what a BA degree was years ago. Now people are going out and getting their PhD and doctorate, which I may do. Shit. But how many of you guys out there have earned a degree, and that degree has not only paid you worth what the fucking degree was? How much did it cost you? 50, 60 grand or more? You took out a fucking 100 grand in student loans probably between junior college and 4-year. Don't go to law school. I don't even talk about that loan. Are you able to pay back that loan and live and have a good quality of life? Like, I bet you the percentages are fucking staggering in the no check mark, not the yes. Because I don't know any motherfuckers that are out there balling with their 4-year degree and out there unbelievably doing it. Like, you don't got to teach as a Division I coach, just so we're clear. So they want you to have a degree, but you don't need the motherfucker. Division II, junior college, you're supposed to have a degree because you have to teach classes. But then you make 70, 80, 50, 90 grand. It's not a huge...
You talking just coaches right now?
I'm talking everybody. Talking everybody.
I mean, because you need that degree, man.
You need it. You need it. But,
gotta have it.
But, okay, you can... I know you have to have it to the employer.
Right, even if it's bullshit.
But the employee, is it paying off dividends? Are you succeeding with this fucking degree and paying off your loan and your bills and living because you went out and got this paper?
You're succeeding
now,
in just getting a regular job.
How many entrepreneurs do you know? How many fucking rappers sold shit out their trunk? Do they got degrees? How many motherfuckers are succeeding without the degree? Maybe we're teaching the wrong thing in college. Maybe we should be teaching some more like vocational skills or hands-on. Be a welder, construction.
More hands-on.
How about some construction work? Like, how about we teach that shit? Because this overrated BA degree and 4-year degree shit, man, is starting to irk me because I think it's a game. You got to learn how to fucking play the game. I teach my kids every day, man. Listen, this world we live in ain't built on intellect. Number one. Number two, it's about being right, treating kids right, treating people right, doing the right fucking thing. How about you sit in the front row, pull up your pants, take off your fucking headsets, quit playing on your phone, and you might have a fucking chance in passing the class and getting that piece of paper while you play sports if you choose to, or if you don't, you still got an opportunity to go out there and play the game, what I like to call it, because it is a game. Let's make no mistake about it. I believe education is the biggest fucking scam in America. I think that, what is the number one cause of debt in the country? Student loans, credit card debt. Like, how much of that shit, those are the top two, I believe.
I know somebody, we both know people, 150 grand loan,
And I got 100.
Paying 900 a month because
and how much
they didn't report they're real, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of them don't even have jobs off the 4-year degree though.
Right.
You don't even have a degree. And then you guess what? Oh, our BA degree. Oh, you have a BA? You can make $40,000 at JCPenney warehouse.
Hey, but you know what
motherfucker, that ain't enough to pay.
Part is that the government though, you go to school and shit to better better your nation, you know what I'm saying? You go work for these private companies. You got a degree, you spend your time going to school and learning all this shit to better the fucking world, dog, the United States, but you get fucking punished by the government. You know what I'm saying? It seems like you're getting punished. You go to school and get this little shit bullshit job, but we're gonna punish you for going to school.
It's a scam.
Because you're making our fucking, our nation better. That's fucked up. They should forgive a lot of that shit, man.
It's a lot of doing better for the we're gonna discuss. We're gonna get into that more next week. It is a scam, I think. There's a lot of scams.
It's money, man. It's all about money.
It's about money, man. It's money. There's a lot of schools out there just passing cats because they got that money. But hey, learn to play the game, man. I'm just going to tell you youngsters out there, because remember this, every fucking day is an interview. And I don't give a fuck where you're at. Somebody's always watching you, and you better make sure that your ass is prepared and know exactly what it's going to take to get that big job, or prepare to know exactly what it is and to be the CEO of yourself, like I said the other day. Because if you ain't, somebody's gonna fucking take advantage, and you're putting your future in someone else's hands.
And certain people are already at a disadvantage, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
So you already at a disadvantage.
If you looked at that new data quote, that white folks have a better opportunity. Yeah, so the new data.
You're behind. If you and that cat got a BA together, a master's together, you're behind him.
So guess what you got to do? Be different. What is going to separate yourself from the other guy?
Don't be basic.
And that's different, man. You gotta fucking, every day's an interview.
Don't be an NFL fucking analyst. Like Homer says you're not.
Yeah, because it's an NFL podcast. Fucking Slapdick. I talk about so much. He said, he even admitted he don't listen to the NFL. No shit. I don't want to, you fucking Slapdick. All right, there's some new data came out, though. This is interesting. It comes out every year. I think UCF, University of Central Florida, conducts this. 130 universities. There's 130 Division I schools in the country. They conduct a poll, basically, that grades the NCAA institutions in gender hiring and racial hiring, okay? Mm-hmm. And I know a little bit about this because I've done some literature and written some reports on this shit. So you understand, racial hiring this year, all right, within 130 Division I schools, it received a C grade. All right, it got a C grade. But gender hiring this year got a fucking F. There's 24 female ADs of color, I believe. There's 24 ADs of color, period, not female. 24 ADs, I think, of color in out of 130 schools. I think between Division I, Division II, and Division III in the NCAA, I believe there's like 39 female ADs. Out of that's 300-400 schools. I mean, wow. More. Think about it. Right. It's 7% female. There's 7% of females within the administration that hold an AD, assistant AD, something like that. 7% in the country. Wow. So females, in my opinion, is why I named this show It's a Man's World. Females are basically being treated like there's back in the fucking 60s. There's still no females being hired at the high level. There's still no black people being hired at the high level. You got no black owners in the NFL. You have Michael Jordan in the NBA, and who else? Jay-Z's got his foot in some shit, but how many real black owners are in the NBA, Major League Baseball? Right. Let's talk about all the sports.
We're not grown.
There's no coaches. There's less coaches for that fact, in my opinion, and now it trickles down to having less ADs. And just let's be real. You would hope black athletic directors would hire black coaches. You would hope female athletic directors would hire more female coaches. Do you understand that there's more male coaches coaching female sports than there are female coaches coaching female sports?
Wow.
Do you understand what I just said? I hope I said that right. There's more male coaches coaching female sports than there are females coaching female sports. So, there's controversy in that. You got the Gino Ariamas of the world who's at UConn, who's basically a trendsetter in the sport, and has won how many women national championships. And then everybody wants to try to find the next Gino Auriemma that they think maybe there is something to it. Maybe the females look up to a man, especially if they come from a single family home. They need that father figure. There's a lot of things involved in that, but there's some great females out there that are coaches.
Female need female, man.
Yeah, female need females too.
You know.
I think it goes both ways. I think the best person for the job should get the job, and I don't care what color, race, creed, sex.
Yeah.
I just think, but an F grade in gender hiring is a fucking travesty. What year are we living in, fellas? Like fucking, what are we in the 50s? Like get your head out your asses, man. There's some great females out there to hire. And then there needs to be more females on hiring committees. I mean, let's be honest. That's what the fuck's going on too.
Yeah.
And then you got this.
We just don't be hiring for just to hire, just to say, okay, here we go.
No doubt.
We need.
That's why you gotta have
females. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be ready for the gig or whatever.
Well, fuck. Look, NFL does the Rooney fucking interview process. Come on, man. Which is a token interview that a brother gets just because there's a Rooney rule.
Right. See, that's bullshit. Man, if you're doing it like that, that's just straight out.
That's bullshit. The C racial, the hiring, the racial side of it gets a C grade. I mean, we're living in the 50s, fellas. It's archaic legislation that is in place. But let me ask you, who the fuck's accountable for this? Like, what are we asking? Who's accountable for all this? And that's what I think you have to really go dig deep and get to the roots and the grassroots of this thing. How is it going to change? I mean, that's just the bottom line. I don't have the answer, but I want to bring it up. Maybe you guys can comment on it on iTunes, Spotify, on my YouTube channel, or hit us up, Spreewell Inc. on social media, the real coach _JB. But we'll get to that in depth. Leave us some suggestions. Leave us some questions. My NFL picks of the week, fellas, just so you know. Tomorrow, so you guys understand, make sure you're clear. Saturday, NFL games are on. They're crucial playoff implicated games this weekend.
Let's go, Rams.
Buffalo at New England. I think that Buffalo's defense is going to stymie an average New England offense and get over the hump. And I think that those kids love that quarterback there. That team rallies behind him. And I think that I'm just watching him just a little bit. I think he has an it factor that those guys really, really resonate with. I think the Buffalo Bills team loves their leader and their quarterback, and I think they're going to get over the hump in New England. Probably be cold.
Your great white hope is not going to win him.
I'm going to pick. Well, he don't have no tools, man. I'm not a Brady guy. He's played in the NFC East. Yeah, he's played in the NFC East his whole life, and just so you know, name an NFL East team that's fucking ever been good. The Jets? Oh, my bad. The AFC East, sorry. The Jets? My bad. Buffalo? Oh, shit. Miami? Hey, when have they won a motherfucker? So how? I'm curious. You know, I sat down with Ray Lewis and Eddie George one night. We were smoking some cigars, and we discussed this. And I'm not gonna blast out what we discussed and all about that because that's their business. But I was lucky to be there in this conversation. And how would Tom Brady fare in an NFC West situation, or even an AFC West situation, or even in AFC with Pittsburgh and Baltimore in them for the last few years? How would he fare in that league compared to winning 11 AFC East titles in a row, which he can do tomorrow if they beat Buffalo? I just think the reign's over. I think Buffalo's going to get this done, and I think it'll be a good day in NFL, man. I think we need some parity. The Rams go to the Niners. The Niners beat the dog shit out of the Rams in LA this year. Their D-line dominated the game.
Who hasn't beaten the dog shit out of the Rams this
year? The
Rams
are in a must-win. Obviously, they're in a must-win. I don't know. We'll see. The Niners coming off a bad loss to Atlanta at the last seconds there. I think they're pissed, and I think they're going to beat the shit out of the Rams.
And they're not looking to lose back to back.
Yeah,
so that's going to be tough, Rams.
You got Dallas at Philly, which is going to be probably the game that everybody looks to because you got this $108 million backup quarterback. To me, he's a backup. I don't think he's that good.
Wentz?
Yeah. Foles did better. Let's be honest. But Foles played better because he was the backup too. So don't think I don't understand.
The pressure was different.
Yes. Don't think I understand that. You gotta have big nuts. Saints at Tennessee. I'm gonna take the Saints, but Tennessee has to have the win before they end up going back to play Houston again. 2 out of 3 weeks. The Saints got it. The Tennessee needs the win But I think the Saints are too much. They're rolling into the playoffs. I think the Saints are going to be a fucking tough out in the NFC. And then Monday night pick Green Bay at the Vikings. I'm going to shock this one, and I'm going to go with the Vikings. And I'm gonna go with Kirk Cousins getting his first ever Monday night victory. And I think Minnesota's defense shows up. I think they run the football, and I think Cousins hits Diggs and Thielen with some big pass plays. And if Rudolph comes back with the Vikings at tight end, I think it presents some issues, and we'll see. Now, if Aaron Rodgers is clicking and Devontae Adams is clicking, and they got some shit going with Aaron Jones at the back, and if they're getting things going that way, then they can be who they are, which is a good, solid team. And they're still got a great record too. Both those teams have great records, and they're fighting for playoff playoff berth. So
in Green Bay,
interesting. It'll be interesting to do it. Before we get to questions, my slapdick of the day. I'm gonna go off of some shit I talked about in this podcast. I believe that it's the NCAA. They deserve the slapdick of the day, slapdick of the week, slapdick of the year. Just as far as their grading, F in gender hiring and a C in racial hiring, they deserve it. In my opinion, they deserve the fucking slapdick of the day for those grades being the fucking what they are, and for them not to do more about it. I mean, fucking create some committees, go do some fucking intervention, do some workshops, do something to get some people fucking noticed, and make your fucking business, your corporation, which is a huge conglomerate, make it worth the shit, man. Quit going through the fucking motions. Let me run that motherfucker. So some questions of the day. I've answered a few, obviously, with the whole recruiting deal, but somebody asked me before Spree has somebody asked me what kind of sticks I smoke on the show. We're coming to you on a Friday morning, so I haven't lit my first stick of the day yet, but I smoke. My leisurely smoke is Brick House. I smoke a Brick House Maduro 60 gauge. But I do smoke some Cubans. I can't tell you where I get them. I can't tell you who they're from. I can't tell you any of that shit. I don't want Trump's people here at my door. But I do smoke some great Cubans as well that I can't discuss.
I doubt if they get you for UPS shipping them motherfuckers.
Spree smokes the shittiest cigars you could think of. He buys them online and he gets them, and they're damn near cracked in half, and they're so fucking dry. It's unbelievable. So.
And just wet them up. Pour some whiskey on them.
I don't even think he knows the name of them, man. He just smokes them, man. I think he just smokes shit.
Gurkha, man. I'm a Gurkha, man.
Oh, fuck. Gurkha. I used to smoke Gurkhas. I remember when I was 9 and smoked Gurkhas.
You smoked dope at 9.
You got questions?
I got one, man. I got one right here.
Yeah. We don't need to answer too many.
Yeah, I got one from my boy David Garcia.
Yeah, David Garcia.
Shout out to David Garcia, man.
What's going on, David?
Hey, check this out, Big Dave. He says, much love and respect to my boy Spree and the real Coach JB. This is Big Dave from Downey. My question was Coach's thoughts on young athletes cross-training with different sports, and if you think it's beneficial. I noticed some athletes that stick to one sport have similar injuries. I wonder if they can... Hold up. Shit, man, I lost my spot.
So let me get to some shit here. I'm going to discuss. First of all, cross training. If the data has been done on players playing multiple sports having more success. Just to answer his first portion of the question, the more people that play more sports, I mean, there's been some Division I football coaches that have come out and been an advocate for playing multiple sports. I'm all for playing multiple sports. I think football players need to run track. I think they need to wrestle. The number one recruited player that I used to go after is wrestlers, because it's an individualized sport. They don't have teammates. You can't tap out. You can't tag nobody in. You don't get a breather, and it's all fucking nuts and guts. And wrestlers, in my opinion, are my favorite type of kids to recruit. Number 2, football players I think need to play other sports, because I think it rounds you out as an athlete, and I think it gives you Basketball touches on more explosiveness as far as jumping, cutting. Baseball, I hate baseball, fellas. Let's just be real. Fucking the right fielder can be in the game the whole fucking time and never touch the ball and never do shit. You see these pitchers that weigh fucking 300 pounds. But, but it is the hardest fucking sport to play as far as hand-eye coordination, because hitting a baseball is probably the hardest fucking thing to do of any sport. So there's talent in all of these sports, obviously. And then golf. Golf's a great sport. Hand-eye coordination, just being an athlete. You got to be able to swing that fucking club. And it's a physical combativeness that goes in there. So 90% mental is football, they say. Golf must be 99% mental, because I've thrown a lot of clubs. But I do believe a well-rounded athlete plays multiple sports. And then damn.
Hold up, dog. Pause. That went too fast on it. Move too fast. This guy's a fast mover.
So look, I think the well-rounded athlete does indeed play multiple sports. To answer your question, what's my man's name?
Big Dave.
Garcia down in Downey. Look, I know, Dave, you had another question, a part of your six-part question here. What can the Raiders do differently? I mean, what's their problem? The Raiders are who the Raiders are, man. I mean, I know, Max Crosby's a good friend of mine on that team that just got drafted. He's a rookie, doing great things. I think he deserves a Pro Bowl bid, but he's a great talent. That's really one of those kids that do right and fucking works hard and is the epitome of an Oakland Raider, or Vegas Raider, whatever the fuck they are now. But I think they have bad pieces at bad problems. I don't think David Carr is the guy. Derek Carr, sorry, I'm used to his brother David Carr. But I don't know if he's necessarily the guy. I don't think they have any big time wideouts. The tight end Waller's played well, but how long has he got left in the league? The running back, they got a small back, Jacobs, who's done well, but I don't know I think they need a bigger back that's going to be able to sustain punishment on a day in, day in basis. He's hurt. He's been hurt right now. Their defense they've got a lot of holes. Burfict going out hurt them early in the year. They've had some injuries, but so does everybody else. So, they hired a GM, Mayock, that was in the fucking ESPN studio the last however many years, who's Gruden's buddy. Organizationally, I just don't know if they're on that Patriot level or if they're on that fucking Ravens level. I just don't think, even a team like the Eagles, who's won more recently, I just think the Raiders have a lot of internal issues. And, sometimes it takes a while. So who knows? But hey, I appreciate the shout out saying Rip Bill Brown. That's my pops, who passed away years ago. So, but anyway, getting into this weekend deal, man, watch the games. Go follow our YouTube channel. Follow us on social media. Leave some comments on iTunes. Leave some questions on Apple. It's it's up and running on all platforms, streaming platforms, all directories. So go follow the show, Slapdick Podcast, and get after it this weekend. Spree, you got any last words for this folks listening?
Go Rams. Go championship Clippers.
Oh, fuck.
And,
I guess he don't have anything to say.
Get your teams right.
Keep following Spree. He needs some followers. Keep boosting up his followers. And then...
I got almost 4,000 on Instagram. Wait, hold up. Not my bad. Almost 400.
Oh, fuck. So, hey.
Keep coming, baby.
Keep following, man. And like I said, the show's going to get better and better. And we got some shit for you in the works. And like I said, we're going to try to get this thing going starting Monday morning, Wednesday night, Friday morning. So you guys on the East Coast, stay tuned. You guys overseas, keep showing love. And the Bahamas Bowl, the Makers Wanted fucking Bahamas Bowl is about to start. So make sure you get to watch that game. Charlotte and Buffalo,
yes,
2 7-5 teams representing the MAC and Conference USA.
Woo!
Hey. Shout out Slapdick Pod for the real Coach JB. It's Spreewell Inc.
Sir.
Go holler at him. See you guys on Monday. Peace.